When Emma moved into the old apartment building on Maple Street, she thought it was just a fresh start. The place was charming in a worn, vintage kind of way, with creaking floors and tall, narrow windows that let in streams of golden sunlight. But on her very first night, she noticed something unusual, a door in the hallway that she had never seen during the tour. It was a simple wooden door, painted white, with no number or keyhole, just a plain brass handle. Curiosity gnawed at her, but when she tried the handle, it wouldn't budge. Shaking it lightly, she swore she heard a faint whisper coming from behind it, like someone, or something, was trying to talk. Emma laughed nervously, convincing herself it was her imagination. But over the next few days, strange things began to happen. Items in her apartment would shift places, footsteps echoed in the empty hallway, and she sometimes caught glimpses of a shadow moving just beyond her peripheral vision. One evening, after returning from work, she was certain she saw the mysterious door again, only this time it looked newer, almost freshly painted. And when she approached it, she noticed a soft tapping sound, as if someone was knocking from the inside. Heart racing, Emma stepped back, realizing this was no ordinary apartment. The door had appeared out of nowhere, and she had no idea what it was hiding, or why it seemed so alive. Over the next few nights, Emma's curiosity and fear grew in equal measure. The door appeared at different times, sometimes in her hallway, sometimes just beyond the staircase, as if it moved on its own. One night she awoke to the sound of faint scratching from the floor outside her bedroom. Heart pounding, she grabbed a flashlight and followed the noise, only to find the door standing in the hallway, slightly ajar. A cold draft seeped out, carrying an unsettling smell of damp earth and decay. Summoning all her courage, she pushed the door open just a crack. Inside was nothing but darkness, a small, empty room with walls that seemed to absorb the light. But then, her flashlight flickered, and for a brief moment she saw something etched into the far wall, words that read, "Don't look back." Panic surged, and she slammed the door shut, her hands trembling. Sleep became impossible. Every creak of the old building made her heart race. Items she left on her desk would disappear, only to reappear in strange places. One evening, while sorting through her mail, she found a small key taped to a letter addressed to her. The envelope had no return address, and the key looked antique, rusted, yet familiar, as if it had been waiting for her. She knew instantly it belonged to the mysterious door. The next night, unable to resist any longer, Emma inserted the key into the lock. With a slow, eerie click, the door swung open to reveal a room that seemed impossibly vast, far larger than the apartment itself. Shadows twisted along the walls, and in the center stood a figure, completely still, facing away from her. The air was thick and suffocating, and Emma realized she had stepped into something beyond comprehension, a secret the building had hidden for decades. Emma took a hesitant step into the vast, shadow-filled room. The figure in the center didn't move, but she could feel its presence pressing against her chest, heavy and suffocating. Her flashlight flickered again, revealing walls lined with old photographs, images of tenants from decades past, frozen in mid-action, some smiling, some frozen in fear. Her stomach turned as she realized that the figure in the center had her own face, staring back at her with hollow, lifeless eyes. A whisper echoed through the room. "You shouldn't have come here." Emma's pulse raced as she backed toward the door, but it slammed shut on its own. The shadows writhed, forming faces of people she didn't know, each one mouthing the same silent warning. She tried the key again, it wouldn't turn. Panic clawed at her throat. Then, a soft voice, almost gentle, called her name. "You belong here now, just like the others." The air grew colder, and the photographs on the walls began to move, their eyes following her every motion. With a sudden surge of instinct, Emma lunged at the figure, and as her hands touched it, she felt herself being pulled into a whirl of darkness. Time and space twisted, and she found herself back in her apartment, the mysterious door nowhere to be seen. Trembling, she checked every corner, every hallway. Nothing. The key lay on the floor, rusted and ordinary, as if mocking her. But Emma knew the truth. The room was real, it had chosen her, and the building held a secret far older and darker than she could ever imagine. From that night on, she never saw the door again, but sometimes, when the building was quiet, she swore she could hear soft knocking, calling her name, reminding her that some mysteries never truly disappear.